Getting close to the back half of our open prep. So we're going to be starting to lift some heavier weights, starting to do a little bit more volume EMOMs this week and next week, getting up the intensity and getting up, like I said, the volume on that. So with some of these weights on here, I know like a lot of you like to approach it to where you're like maxing out every set, but Monday's going to kind of set up the rest of the week. So hopefully we can have a lot of people in Monday. Tested this leg day out last week, and my legs are still a little sore from it, so I think most of y'all will enjoy it. It may not look like a lot, but it adds up, especially when you keep the intensity super high like you will see. So getting started with Monday, we're going back to back squats. We're going to go every 2 minutes on the minute for 20 minutes. We're going to do just 3 back squats, and then you're going to add 3 box jumps to a tall box. And last week, a couple weeks ago, whenever I was coaching the class, we were talking about box jumps. And I was talking about trying to get our hips up as high as we can, not so much getting our feet up to a box. So say we have a box right here. This is a 20-inch box. Or let's say it's a 24-inch box, 24-inch box. And I can jump. Here's my hips a little bit higher than 20 inches. If I can jump and I have to pick up my knees and I like land in a squat position and my hips really don't change that much height, that's not really getting power output. We're looking for explosiveness. We want to try to get our hips as high as we can and land with our legs almost straight up and down on the box. So jumping up with as much force as possible, landing up as high as we can, trying to get our hips as high as we can on the box. Excuse me. Trying to get our hips as high as we can on the box, not just trying to get our feet on the box. I hope that makes sense. So we're doing that today. That is the focus. We're going 70, 75%. If you get over that 75% mark and you get in that 80 plus range for 3 reps, times that by 10, you're looking at 30 reps. You're going to start getting really, really fatigued. This is more of like a CNS, like let's stay explosive, let's stay fast, let's stay smooth and confident in all of our reps. We don't want our reps to slow down. We want to keep the speed up of the barbell, especially standing up out of the squat. When I did these, I was doing a controlled descent down, pause in the bottom, and fast up as possible. I'm not putting a tempo on there, but y'all know I like tempos. Some of you need to practice going fast with the barbell, while some of you, if you have any kind of like knee issues, hip issues, low back issues, it's always good to slow it down and do tempo and really think about your structural integrity, bracing your core, initiating with your hips, sending those hips down and back, driving those knees out, not letting them cave in. Doing those little things on technique, critiquing that at a lower weight really helps out when you want to start increasing the volume, increasing the intensity. We got to be able to be perfect in our movements at high volume before we can really, really go after that intensity. So this is one of those days where we can get that moderate to heavy load, just building confidence and moving fast. And that's going to set us up for the bike sprint intervals. This right here, we're going to set up at least 5 bikes across the top because we're going to go every 3 minutes on the minute for 15 minutes. We got 5 sets. Even if we get 3 to 4 people on a bike and we're moving back and forth, we should be able to get done in 15 minutes. Might take a little bit longer if we have like a 18 to 20 plus person class. But we're just going to have 5 boxes set up, maybe 6, depending on the size of the class, but 5 can fit right there. And what we're going to do, we're going to do a 12 and 9 cal bike sprint as hard as you possibly can. Some of you might be sub 15 seconds. A lot of you are going to be in that 20-second range. Some of you might be in that 30-second range. We need to scale that down. We start getting over 30 seconds. We're going to scale it down, and you're going to do 20-second max effort sprint on the bike. We don't want to be past that because now we're not getting the stimulus that we want. We're reaching more muscular failure instead of working on speed. As soon as you get off, you're going to have a box. We're going to push the box down 50 feet or basically to the end of the rig from rig 2 all the way down to rig 7, and then push it back. And it's a sprint. You're trying to sprint the box down, sprint the box back. No weight on it. You're just getting off, you're hammering that bike as fast as you can, getting off, sprinting, doing the box push all the way down, pushing the box all the way back. And then you'll tag the next person and then they go. And we're going to do that for 5 sets, back and forth. If you have less, if it's just a small class and say it's just you on a bike, we're going to go every 3 minutes. If we can get like a group of 3 to 4 people, we'll just tag out. Because each round I was doing, it was taking me like 40 seconds, 43 seconds to do. Well, I think one round I struggled and my legs almost locked up and it was like 48 seconds. So well, that's about what we want, and we want that 1 to 3 work to rest ratio. So if it takes 40 seconds, 40, 80, 120, you want that 2 minutes of rest. If you get a little bit more for that 3 minutes, and then you'll get a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. Then we're gonna have some GHDs and suitcase carries for the accessory work on that. Tuesday, we have a team day, 4 rounds for time. We're keeping the volume pretty high on this so we can try to get everybody involved on the ski erg, because we only got 5 of them, but I think even with a big class, we should be pretty good on this. 4 rounds for time, 60, 50 cal ski erg, 40 single arm alternating devil presses, 60 toes to bar, 40 dumbbell bench press with 2 dumbbells. You know, we're trying to pick out a heavy weight for those. I got 50 35s on there, but if you can do 20 reps or more, or 15 reps or more, perhaps we want to go to a little bit heavier dumbbell. Instead of 50s, try to find some 60s or 55s. Now, if you got 60s down, go to 70s, and same thing, if you get 25-pound dumbbells, you do 20 reps on those at least, maybe jump up to 30, 35s. Let's really push that dumbbell bench press today. We got 4 rounds for that. That's going to obviously take some time, maybe 24 to 30 minutes we're looking at. Then we have some accessory work of some half moons, topside half moons rotating over with some med ball slams. And then Wednesday, we're going back to a heavy barbell complex. We're going to do some pulling. We're going to do some touch and go reps. Yeah, we've got 15 minutes to establish a heavy set of 5 touch and go deadlifts into 3 hang power cleans. So 8 total reps, and we're trying to find the heaviest load you can for the day. After you find that, then we're going to go down to 155, 105 on the bars. That's for the competitors and RX, because we're working on trying to keep that barbell speed up, not so much working on the intensity of load of the high weights, but the intensity of speed on this second part. 7 rounds for time, 7 deadlifts, 5 hang power cleans into 3 bar muscle ups. 7 rounds for time. I expect some of us are going to be really fast on those. We might see some folks going unbroken on all of that. Some of you probably have to play out the role where you do 6 deadlifts, drop the bar, rest, do 1 deadlift into 3 hang power cleans, and then jump up on the bar and trying to do 3 bar muscle ups unbroken. Then we have some back extensions plus source and holds to follow that up with. Thursday, we're going to have an upper body day with some row sprinting, something a little different once again. Every 4 minutes on the minute for 16 minutes. So we got 4 sets. You're going to do 8 seated dumbbell strict presses. Heavy as we can, you get to choose the load. We're going to try to pause 1 second at the shoulders too. So bringing those dumbbells down, staying nice and tight, and then pressing back up. Then after that, you're going to do max effort feet elevated ring rows. So we can use the bench. We can have the bench set up to where if this is the rig right here with the rings, here's the bench. One person's sitting on this end doing the seated dumbbell strict presses, and the other person's putting their feet on the other end of the bench, and they can do the max effort feet elevated ring rows with a 1 second pause at the chest. So you got to pull a little deeper, trying to get those hands to touch the chest or the bottom of your chest. Hold for 1 second, and then all the way back down to full extension. As soon as you get done with your ring rows, you're going to jump on a rower and you're going to do a 100-meter all-out sprint. So this right here should take about the same amount of time, if not less than it does for your 12 cal bike sprint from Monday. Working on speed of this sprint right here. If you want to put the damper up to 10, knock yourself out. If you want to put it down to 4 or less, really work on your speed and efficiency of pulling and your strokes a minute. You can go ahead and do that as well. Then after that, we're going to drop down. We're going to have a quick transition into just a pure body weight style day. We're going to 20-minute AMRAP with a partner, 20 wall walks, 30 burpee box jump overs, 40 burpee pull-ups, 30 burpee box jump overs, and then 20 wall walks to end on. I got a feeling some of us are going to be getting done in like 12 to 14 minutes on this. So in the remaining time, you're going to do a max calorie row effort in the remaining time of that 20 minutes. Some of you might have 8 minutes left. Some of you might only have like 4 minutes left. Some of you might barely get to it. It just depends on how smooth we are on our transitions of wall walks and how fast we can stay, and our burpee box jump overs. And then obviously we're going to scale those up. We'll have competitors are going to do 30 inches, 24 inches chest to bar pull-ups on that. I even thought about really challenging the competitors and seeing if y'all wanted to do burpee pullovers this day. I know I spoke to a lot of you about that, but we still have another workout coming up with burpee pullovers, but might leave that into the option as well. And then Friday, we're going to go back to our snatches. We got 10 sets. We're going to have our snatch complex working in those overhead squats that we've been working on the past couple of weeks. You're going to do 1 snatch plus 2 overhead squats every 75 seconds for 10 sets. This right here, you get to choose your loading for today. Some of you might be a little sore. Some of you might not be as sore, depending on how you've approached all this week. But the biggest thing here is just trying to stay smooth on the snatches and then trying to keep that back straight up and down as much as possible for the overhead squats. And we're going to be slowly building up as we do those today, working on another heavy set of those. Then we have a short 9-minute AMRAP. You're going to do 12 alternating single arm dumbbell hang power snatches, 50-35, go off last week. So if you did those pretty easy last week, maybe you want to go up and wait. We're going to introduce a new movement, single arm dumbbell overhead squats. This might be a movement we might see this year. We haven't done single arm dumbbell overhead squats in the open. Castro said we're going to see a new movement. This could be one of them. So we're going to try it out. So as soon as you do 12 alternating, choose one arm, right arm if you want to go with that one first. You're going to do a single arm overhead squat. This is going to be very, very challenging for a lot of you. So if we need to scale this down, we can scale down the weights. Or if you can't do an overhead squat, single arm overhead squat, we can do a front squat, single arm, holding the dumbbell out away from you, 90 degrees here, and then doing our squat from there. At least you get a lot of core activation, a lot of shoulder activation, because a lot of you, the limiters are probably going to be that overhead mobility when we go. Once you get done doing 6 and 6 on those, you're going to put the dumbbell down, and you're going to do 12 lateral jump overs on the dumbbell. So those are real springy. They're really good at jumping. You're going to get done with that really fast. So we're looking at a lot of rounds on this, maybe 8+. Maybe some of you might get into that 9 rep range. Just depends on how smooth you are on the transitions. Then after that, we got some accessory work. What we're going to do for those that are doing the open, we're going to do max effort 3 sets, or those that can do ring muscle ups. You got 3 max effort sets of ring muscle ups. Then you're going to rest like 90 seconds to 2 minutes. Like we're trying to find your absolute end range of number of reps that you can do for ring muscle ups. Don't save yourself, don't save any in the tank for sets 2 and 3. Max effort. Come down, rest 90 seconds to 2 minutes, max effort. If you don't have ring muscle ups, we can do straight bar dips, we can do ring dips if you want to, or you can just do 3 sets of max effort push-ups on those. Saturday, we got another team workout. This one, I'm looking forward to seeing how we do on these. You got 30, 27, 24, 21, 18, 15, 12, 9, 6, 3 of double dumbbell box step overs. So you got 2 dumbbells in your hands, stepping over, alternating with your partner back and forth into chest to bar pull-ups. So it's really good combination of legs, grip, and upper body pulling strength. A really good combo, and this is another one of those combos that you could possibly see coming up in the open because they're 2, usually everybody's got some dumbbells in their garage or in their affiliates. They got a box and they got a pull-up bar. So this right here could be a really great combo that we might see again. Then we're gonna have some fun after that. Once you get done with that, you got 15 minutes to establish a heavy deadlift for the day. That does not mean work up to a heavy 1 rep max for the day or a new PR. Some of you might feel really good pulling the bar off of the floor, then go up and wait. But we're not trying to set records this day. You're going to be fatigued, your grip's going to be fatigued, your upper back's going to be fatigued, your legs are going to be fatigued. We're just trying to build some heavy loading up while you're fatigued, getting ready once again for the open coming up, because we're probably going to have that. That's this week in a nutshell. Hope you enjoy it. I look forward to seeing your names on the leaderboard. If you got any questions, hit me up, text, email, call, whatever it is. I'm trying to think. This week it's not calling for any kind of crazy weather, I don't think. So we should be good in the gym. I'm going to be in the gym, in and out. I'm going to really start cleaning up the equipment. I'm going to start cleaning out the rowers, cleaning up the barbells so they spin better. That's like on my agenda to get ready for the open. Also, we're going to be announcing the teams. Once again, we're going to be doing morning, lunch, and then evening crews. And we're going to have to split up that evening crew into that midday crew. But we're going to have 3 teams going at it in the open. Hopefully we can get this set up to where y'all can come up with team names. Y'all can do whatever you want to do. We're going to have a point scale, a point system, and maybe we can get a team captain or a couple of team captains for each group. That way it helps me organize and keep up with the points for everybody. And I'll have more details coming out on that this week as well. But y'all have a great week, and once again, see your names on the leaderboard.